What is going on, everybody? Wow, we have a lot of people flying in here. Nice, nice.
Is
Wow.
this broadcasting over to Facebook too?
We're not broadcasting on Facebook. Zoom, Brian, for some reason, doesn't like to play well when you broadcast to
They've been
Facebook.
fights recently, it seems like.
Yeah, it just seems like they're battling. Wow, we are hundreds of people coming in. How's everyone doing? How is everybody doing? We got Russell Brunson, the man, here with us today. And we got Brian Johnson, of course, the infamous Brian Johnson, attorney at law.
Hey guys, glad you're here.
Chief engineer at NASA, retired. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Can everyone give me a 1 in the chat box if you can see me okay? Lots of ones, lots and lots of ones. Awesome. Brett, Brian, Ravzan, Bruce, where's everybody calling in today from? Where in the world are you? I love hearing that.
Their house.
Boise. Yeah, our house.
It's at their house.
Someone calling from Wakanda. That's amazing.
Wakanda, nice.
Is that a real place?
Wakanda forever.
Right.
No, we're in the middle of the Marvel Marathon, so
I saw Lubbock in there.
we're halfway there.
You're doing the Marvel Marathon? That's great.
Yeah, we just finished Age of Ultron, so we're getting closer and closer to the end. I love it.
That's nice. Yeah, I really nerd out on them. I watch the YouTube, like deep dives, like all the Easter eggs you've missed and everything. Russ, I don't know if you guys know this, but Russell and I share the same affinity for Marvel. And fun fact, Russell sent me this recently, which is nice.
Maybe I can wear this during our call today if you're okay with that. I feel
that's great. Russell's got to one-up me again. Hey, size doesn't matter, Russell, okay? That's so cool. That is so. You've got the Iron Man one, which is even cool.
I've actually got both. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure the one is. Well,
So I'm seeing like I know like some of the people who are coming in like from different countries. Awesome that you're here. I happen to know by some of these locations. This like 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's awesome that you're here. Thank you.
Hey guys, thanks for staying up for this one. If you're calling in from Wakanda, Wakanda forever. That's great. That's amazing. Look at this.
There we go. We're ready on both sides.
Wow. Oh man. That's a screenshot. There we go. We got the YouTube thumbnail there now. Awesome. I just thought mine was a beard brush.
You can grow the beard, they have to make up in other ways. So
Yours is the mini me version.
That's true. That's true. Bogdan says he loves Marvel too. So this is the fun fact. We've got a lot of the CANOPY team here. I think we've got almost 50 of us here today, Russell. So that's neat. A lot of people wanted to see and hear from you. A lot of the questions that we had here came from them. So guys, let me kind of give you background here. Russell was kind enough to join us on his first ever Amazon training. Unbelievable. Russell finally breaks his silence. He was like Bane with the, I will not talk about Amazon for some reason. But now, today, I've convinced him to do it. We don't know how we convinced you, Russell. But we appreciate it.
But we're here now.
But we're here now. And so what we did is we went out to the community. We went out to you guys. And we got a bunch of questions. So we said, what do you want to learn from Russell? Russell, of course, is the king of online marketing and driving external traffic to basically anywhere. You've driven traffic to just about anything you can sell online. Isn't that right?
Oh yeah. Sell if you want to build your following. If you want, anything you need eyeballs on, that's the game.
So Russell is he's too humble to say it himself, but he is the undisputed king of driving traffic. So we got him here today, guys. If you have questions, try to throw them in the chat box. Brian Johnson and I will be monitoring that here, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get to it all. We've got hundreds and hundreds of people here, guys. So we're going to jump right in. Russell, we've got you here, and I want to be respectful of your time. We know how busy you are, but let's go ahead and share the screen. Guys, let me know when you can see the keynote here. Can everyone see that? Give me a 1 if you could see that. Great, lots of ones. Okay, cool. So external traffic secrets here with Russell Brunson. We're presented by CANOPY Management. Of course, that is our Brian Johnson, you and me. We put that together. It's our done-for-you Amazon agency. And we're just going to jump right in. If you don't know Russell, where have you been? Honestly, have you been under a rock? Did Thanos snap you out of existence? Thanos snapped you out of existence if you don't know. But Russell, I'm going to quickly go through this just so I can embarrass you a little. For the past 15 years, Russell has built the following over 1 million entrepreneurs, lots more than that, I think. Sold everything from books, supplements, shakes, even potato guns. Guys, this is a thing that I think a lot of us don't realize. Russell has sold a lot of physical products, probably more than most of us combined. on this webinar. And he's also popularized the concept of sales funnels and co-founded the billion-dollar software company called ClickFunnels. That's with a B, guys, not an M. You know what's cool? $1 billion, right? And it helps hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs quickly get their message out to their marketplace. So if you don't know Russell, now you know Russell, and now you have a really good reason to pay attention today.
Good to meet everybody.
Yeah. And also, can't thank you enough, Russell. Thank you for being here, my brother.
No worries. So
Russell and I, we have a history. Russell is my friend. Russell is my mentor, and he's all business all the time, as you can clearly see.
I totally forgot about that. It's amazing.
Yeah. And I guess, we went out to the community, Russell. We said, what do you want to learn from Russell Brunson? I think you're really well known as the funnel guy. You're really well known as the man that built ClickFunnels. But do you actually have experience selling physical products?
I actually do. Before we started teaching funnels and building software for funnels, we just did funnels. That's how I got into this game, was doing that. The two biggest e-com brands, we had a supplement line that helped people with diabetic neuropathy. So there was pills, and then there were upsells with a whole bunch of other different physical products. That was the biggest physical brand I've ever built. We had some presence on Amazon, but mostly through funnels. And then we've got, I did a cold store product, and right now I'm actually working with one of my neighbors here who's got an energy drink line that we're doing some stuff with as well. So I dabble in the arts of physical products as well. So
I know you've also done a ton of consulting for other physical product brands too.
Yeah.
So guys, people are like, "Wow, Russell's the funnel guy. Why is he coming on an Amazon webinar?" I'm like, you have no idea. Literally, you have no idea. So yes, the answer to that question is yes. Next question. It's actually more of a statement, but we've gone out, we've done a lot of surveying, we've done a lot of research, and we found that less than 1% of Amazon sellers are actively driving external traffic to their listings. So the question is, it's less than 1%. What would you say to the sellers that are relying on Amazon alone for traffic?
I would say, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I would 100% say that if you are relying 100% on Amazon, you do not actually have a business. You have a hobby that you're hoping is just there and it's going to be good. And some guys have made really good money with it, but it's the same thing I tell people that have they run Facebook ads and that's their entire business. I'm like, if that's your entire business, I've been doing this now, I think 17 years. I've been through, I think 5 different Google slaps. So I've seen what happens when one traffic source disappears. I've had so many friends who lost their business. And I think that it's so scary if that's your only, if you've got one is the scariest number in business always. And if that's what it is, plus you're at the whims of Amazon. And so if they shift or they change or they don't like or whatever, you can lose your business like that. And we've got people who have been in our inner circle in the past who were 100% in Amazon doing stuff, and we're build a funnel over here, and they didn't. And then when shifts happened, they didn't re-up the next year because they couldn't afford to be back in the group. And it's just it's just a scary thing to be relying on one source, especially when
that shift happens every year.
Yeah. Especially when it's so simple to, even I'll just say an example, when you guys have a chance to look at our new book funnel, you'll notice that we drive all paid ads to a funnel because it's way more profitable. But if you look at my exit traffic, we exit pop back to Amazon, and our pre-sales in Amazon have been insane because we're using both strategies kind of hand in hand together. And we did the same thing with our supplement company. We drove all paid traffic to our supplement funnel, but then the exit pops all pushed back into Amazon. And anyway, they work really well together, but just one without the other makes me scared.
I couldn't agree more. You know who's wearing the biggest Thanos glove right now out of all of us? Jeff Bezos.
Yes, he is.
We can call it the Bezos snap, right? Because just like you said, I've seen the same thing. I've seen huge sellers go under from just one change or one suspension. And I couldn't agree with you more, Russell. You have to be driving external traffic to your listings. And that said, we're going to get real basic here with you. And this is funny for me to write, right? Because I'm in the inner circle with you, and I've been so trained in funnels. And I think I was user 92 on ClickFunnels.
Are you really?
I really think I was.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was there. I'm one of the OGs, if you will. But the point being, uh, when I wrote this, I was like, this is going to be fun. Let's see what Russell actually says a funnel is.
Well, all of you guys have seen a funnel right now because Jeff Bezos is smart enough to take your listings and turn it into a funnel for himself. But the problem is like, it doesn't necessarily pay you. Like right now, I've been in quarantine for now 4 weeks. And so like the way we shop is all online. So like for example, I haven't played piano in 20 something years. And like, I decided the other night, like 3 a.m, that I should play piano. So I went and I found some sheet music for a song I liked. I was like, sweet. And I like went to buy the sheet music. It's like, oh, if you like this, you like these other ones too. I'm like, oh, and I ended up buying, it's embarrassing looking back on it now because they're all showing up right now. My wife's so angry. She's like, you don't play piano. But I would say conservatively, I probably got 20 different piano books over the like hour period of time. And none of them were from the same 2 vendors. So Jeff Bezos knew that like I'm in piano playing mode. So he's gonna sell me everybody on his platform who's selling piano music. And I did about 20 different things, but each person only got 1 sell, which is crazy. So he understands the power of funnels. He's using your products and services in his funnels right now. But like when we do, it's like, I want, if someone buys my piano sheet music for this, I want to upsell my workbook and my theory, but like, I want to be the one that makes all the money on every single offer in the thing. So when I did my very first physical product, it was a supplement for neuropathy. We listed on Amazon and I saw the same kind of thing. Like people bought mine, but then they bought other things. They bought a whole bunch, everything tied to that keyword people were buying. And the only product that I made money on was my own really. And so we kind of pulled out and I said, I'm going to build a funnel for this. And so when people came to our page, we sold, you could buy 1 bottle, 3 bottles, or 6 bottles, if I remember right, of our supplement. And after they bought, then the next page had an upsell where they could buy 6 more bottles. Then the next page we upsold a diabetic neuropathy cream that you'd rub on yourself to help nerve pain. And then the upsell to that was this like machine that we found that we drop shipped from the company that would like put these gloves on people's hands and help them with neuropathy. And what happened is that if you look at the math and the numbers, for every single person that bought a pill or bought a bottle of pills in the cart, we averaged $180 in sales. And so we were able to spend up to $180 in ads to sell a bottle of pills. And we still, at like $60 bottle of pills, because people were buying all the upsells and downsells, we could spend way more money and become really profitable. And all the, I made every sell that somebody made, I got paid on it. So it's kind of hard to like, I need a whiteboard to really doodle.
I was waiting for the
whiteboard. My house. I need my whiteboard. Where is it?
I was waiting for it.
But conceptually, that's the game, right? Is I can spend so much more money in my advertising because I'm making so much more from every customer that comes through. Like just again, another example. Like when you guys have a chance to see my book funnel. Like right now, we give away this book. It's free. People pay shipping and handling, but we're averaging over $60 for every free book we give away from people buying different upsells. So I can spend up to $60 to give away a book and I'm still profitable. Whereas Amazon right now, I can, it's $20 on Amazon or $24.95. And so like, I can only spend that much and then I don't get the lead. There's so many restraints that, so many things that block me from really scaling my company. It
is true that the upsell side of Amazon is totally restricted, but we've found that running funnels to Amazon gives you a lot of advantage. Right. So there's the opportunity to put people through your funnel before they get to Amazon. You can pre-suade, if you've heard that term, right? So you can pre-suade your audience and talk to them about the benefits of your product. Also, you have the ability to pixel your audience. You can capture their email. You can get them on your chat bot. You can get them on your SMS list. So it just gives us a lot more touch points in order to work with them once they do get to our Amazon listing.
One of our members, I saw what they did. They sell like this keto fudge through a funnel. They give away free samples and people buy it. And they do it just for list acquisition. And they have a big list now. And then they have all of their other products in their product line, all their SKUs on Amazon. So they acquire the person in the funnel and they just email every single day their list back to their listings. And they hit 2 Comma Club, like I think 2 or 3 months after they launched the fudge offer because they got so many leads here and then they just push them back to Amazon and they just killed it with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, right? Russell, you talk a lot about this in your new book, but it's traffic you own versus traffic you don't. And when you're only sending to Amazon, guys, that is not traffic that you own, right? That's traffic that you lease, you rent. But when you're driving them through a funnel to your Amazon listing, and I know, Brian, you and I have talked about this, when you're driving them through a funnel to your listing, you get the chance to pixel them, and of course, to capture their email and maybe get them on your chatbot list and then the SMS list, and maybe even a physical address. You could send them something. Oh my, it's so cool. It's so much better that way. But that's a fun question. I definitely wanted to ask you about that. And another thing that we found from our audience is we know there's two types of traffic right now. There's organic and paid. Of course, organic you work for, and paid you pay for, obviously, right? And of course, you talk a lot about that in Traffic Secrets. And we'll talk about Traffic Secrets here in a second. But the question we have with organic traffic, it's kind of a three-part, as long as you're cool with that. It's one, where do I start? That was a big question from our community. Two is, what's your favorite source of organic traffic right now? And then three, what is this infamous Dream 100 that we've heard about?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can I start with 3 and then go 1, 2?
Yeah, absolutely. Go any way you want.
Awesome. So the Dream 100 is kind of like, if you look at the book, like it's the foundation of where all this stuff starts at, right? So the first question I always ask myself is, who is my dream customer? Who's the person that's going to buy this product in the future? So that's number one. The number two is like, hey, now that I know who the dream customer is, now where are these people congregating online? And so then that starts opening my thoughts of like, okay, well, like what are all the blogs that this person's probably reading? What are all the podcasts they're listening to? What are the Facebook groups they're part of? What YouTube channels they follow? Who they follow on Instagram? So I figure out where they're congregating. And then the third step is, okay, now that I know where these groups are, who are the people that are in charge of these groups? Who's the person who owns the blog that has 300,000 readers? Who's the person who runs the podcast that has 100,000 listeners? Like, I want to figure out who those people are. And so that's what the Dream 100 is. In fact, when you guys get a copy of the book on page, if I can find it real quick, page 41, I have this, I don't know if you can see it all, but there's a little chart here that has like, and this is like this is the stuff that, I mean, Brian knows this in Inner Circle we do all the time. Like, okay, everyone, like, let's get out. Okay, Facebook, who are all the people on Facebook who already have your dream customers? We list them out. Who are all the people on Instagram who already have your dream customers? We list out as many people till we have like 100 of them in here. And then now we've got a list of people who, if I can get one of those people to say yes, it'll expose me to their entire audience, right? So for example, like I didn't pay to be on this webinar right now, right? I worked my way in, I built a relationship for a long time, and now I'm here and I have access to your entire audience, which I'm super grateful for. And so that's kind of how working your way in, right? So you're figuring out who the Dream 100 are, who are the people that control all these different groups of customers, and then work your way in so that then they can expose you to everybody. So that's kind of how it works. So for anyone like, where do I start now? That's where you start, is like, say, okay, let me go through each of the channels. So Facebook, who already has my customers, who already has my Instagram and YouTube and all these different things. And then from there, now it's like, now I'm gonna start reaching out and getting to know these people and building relationships and figuring out, like, do they have a show I can be on? And this kind of ties to number 2, your favorite source of organic. So I'm gonna show you guys my favorite source.
I think I know what it is, but I'm not going to make any.
There's a lot of them, but this is like my favorite one today, because I've been like, how many of you guys have a phone? Hopefully everybody. If you go to, there's a podcasting app, right? Like I kind of am obsessed with podcasts. You go to the podcasting app, that's free, and you scroll up, and there's a little section here that says top shows. You just look at top shows, and then there says see all. You click on see all, and it shows you all the top shows. But if you click on categories, it shows you all the top show, or all the different categories, right? So there's news, sports, history, arts, business, education, fiction, health and fitness, kids and family, leisure. So let's say you're selling a kids and family type product, right? So you click on kids and family, and then it's going to pull up the top 200 podcasts in kids and family right now, right? There's 200 people who have a podcast that parents all around the world are listening to get ideas and tricks and stuff for their kids and their family. So if I'm selling a product for kids and family, I'm like, well, there's 200 TV shows. This is like the equivalent of like the Today Show, Good Morning America, Jay Leno. I guess Jay Leno doesn't have a show anymore, but like, you know what I'm talking about, like all the different people. And the thing is, like, it may be hard for me to get on Ellen, but I bet you I can get on the Warrior Kid podcast, which is number 42 right now. It probably gets 100,000 listens a month. I could probably get on there and say, hey, I love your podcast. Like, I've got a cool product coming out. Is there any way that I could come on and you could interview me? We could talk about the product, and I could give your people a special discount code to go check it out. And boom, all of a sudden now I just got on the Ellen show, but the podcast version of that, right? And there's 200 people right here you can search from. And you can go even deeper, but like, that's just like one example of how to start doing it in such a simple and easy way.
So Russell, these are basically like a who's who of influencers that you're finding just from the podcast app that might be on anybody's Apple phone or Android phone, right? They can probably just search on their phone right now. Getting a lot of questions as far as like, oh, what's that app? It's nothing special. It's just podcast search,
Podcast
you know?
from iTunes. Yeah. And it's crazy because think about like how many of us like with our product, like, man, if I got on the Today Show, like I'd be rich. Like I'd hit it like, you know, or Home Shopping Network, or like, we have all these the TV shows we want. And it's like, you have to understand, like people are spending more time plugged into this right now than the TV back there. Like I get my kids' screen time report every day now, and it's like 8 hours on YouTube versus like 0 hours on, you know what I mean? Like this is the TV today. And so that you get on one of these shows, it's the equivalent of being on Good Morning America. And so it's like, and but it's so much simpler to get into here. Like there's not like the levels of bureaucracy to like get, you know, through the producers and the public, all this stuff to be able to get on the show like that. We're here. It's like, you can listen to the podcast, you get to know the people, you can message them, you can talk to them, and it's so much easier to get direct access right to them.
Couldn't agree more that the phone is the new TV. In fact, how many of you guys have heard of, what was it, Russell? It's called Quibi or Quibi. It's a new broadcasting station, like a Netflix, like a Prime. They've got $1.82 billion behind them in funding, and it's just for your mobile devices. So you can't watch it on your TV. I mean, if that shows you where things are going and how right Russell is, I mean, that's it right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's absolutely it.
That's cool. Are you guys going to get a show on Quibi or whatever it's called?
That's coming up next. Quibi. I'm not sure.
I think they're 10-minute episodes, right? Like I saw Rachel Hollis just got a show, and she has showed herself filming. They're like a bunch of 10-minute episodes. Every show's 10 minutes. You can, or 8 minutes or something like that. But it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super cool, and it really just does show you where things are going. But I love that. So just to recap, guys, podcasts. Imagine getting the equivalent, you know, eyeballs, right? The same viewership as you would as if you were on the USA, you know, Today show or Ellen or something along those lines. And it's a lot easier. I know, Russell, you've been on every podcast there is. I've been on a bunch of them. Brian Johnson, you've been on a bunch of them. And literally, you're talking to the person most of the time that's running the podcast, if not just one person, maybe their assistant. And that's so easy to get on. I love that answer, Russell. Okay, so we had a lot of questions here too. Moving on to paid traffic. So in terms of paid traffic, we've almost got the same lineup of questions. But, you know, I think that a lot of people want to know what's next. Everyone wants to know what's next. So, you know, where do I start? What's your favorite source of paid traffic right now? But then what's the next gold mine? I mean, is it TikTok? Is it Quibi or whatever we're talking about, you know?
Yeah. So it's interesting because the paid, in my mind, the paid and the free is almost identical. So like right now, for example, you said I've been on a lot of podcasts. I literally did this. I went through the business category, messaged everyone's got a podcast. I'm like, hey, can I be on the show? And a whole bunch of them said yes. A whole bunch of them ignored me. And some said, you can't because you're a man. Like, for example, Jenna Kutcher has got one of the biggest podcasts in the world, but it's for women. And she's like, I don't interview men on my show. And I was like, crap. And then I was like, wait a minute. You sell ads on your show, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, can I just buy ads instead? She's like, sure. So now her show, like today's episode and the next like 5 or 6 episodes, all she's doing is she's pitching my book on the show. So I just paid to have her promote it to her audience. And it's the same thing, like podcasts, bloggers, like it's the same kind of thing as going through and you know, the people I try to work my way in, either try to work my way in or buy my way in, or both at the same time. And so it's the same place as if I'm trying to get a guest blog post, I'm also trying to buy an ad on their blog. If I'm trying to, you know, I'm doing both of them kind of simultaneously. So they work together. So in my world, like what I'm always doing is I'm looking for traffic sources and I send to my team, and that's like, hey, someone's pitching like the free side, someone's pitching the paid side. We're trying to figure out how to get access to both types of ads.
That is incredible, guys. Hey, did you hear that though? If you can't get on, you can pay to get on a podcast. And how many of us, so Russell, I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is literally one of the first times I've heard anyone in the Amazon space, and that's why we loved bringing you in here. You're going to break a whole bunch of old beliefs like right away. And you already are, which is great. But, you know, how many times have you heard anyone, a guru or an expert or anyone hosting a podcast or a webinar like this, how many times have you heard them say, go buy some ads on podcasts? Use the app that's native to your phone, search through it, and either get on or buy the ads. That's brilliant, Russell. Really incredible.
It's such untapped. And in fact, this kind of leads to my prediction. So as we know right now, like everything just shifted in the last month, right? And I saw an article that showed that Facebook is posed to lose like $40 billion over the next 3 months or whatever, from people like freaking out and like holding their ads. So the future is interesting in a couple of things. Number one is I think that there's an opportunity right now where ads are so much cheaper in the traditional networks, is number one. But number two, the non-traditional advertising is so open. Like all of a sudden, like podcast ads, like people don't pull their Facebook ads because, as often, because they have got the metrics figured out and they're trying to do things. But like a lot of these supplemental things like podcast ad or ads on blogs or like just these other traffic sources, that traffic drives up way fast. Like people stop paying for those ads faster than anything else. In fact, we had one of the people we buy podcast ads from recently, all the other advertisers pulled out, and we were gonna probably pull out just because it hadn't been performing for us yet. And they came back to us like, hey, don't pull out because like you're the last advertiser and we'll give you a huge discount, like all these things, because like they didn't want us to leave. And like now they dropped it where it's like I could do almost nothing and it's still profitable for me at this point for ads we were paying for a lot more just 2 days ago. And so it's like all these other networks, like people are pulling advertising dollars, and they're not like a Facebook who can float 40 billion over the next 3 months. They're like a mom and pop stay at home. It's like, this is their business. And like the ad costs are just, it's crazy. And this isn't necessarily the same thing, but similar. We were right before the coronavirus hit. We were trying to negotiate this new office space, and it was like $15 a square feet. And we're negotiating, and then the whole thing hit. And 2 weeks later, a guy came back and said, "I'll give to you at $5 a square feet," like begging us. And we're like, I don't know if we're gonna do it now. That's what's happening on the advertising side as well. It's just like all these smaller advertisers are losing their money, and they need it. And it's like you can walk in and just get traffic for almost for free.
We're actually seeing that on Amazon advertising space as well, too, where the average cost per click is sliding down week over week.
Interesting. Yeah. I think it's going to continue to do that for a while because people just don't know what to do and they're scared and they're kind of holding their money.
They're holding,
It'll shift back when things turn back around. But for right now, those who are taking advantage of it, like it's crazy.
I love what Winston Churchill said. He said, "Never waste a good crisis." Right. And now is the time, guys. You've got two choices here: advance or retreat. Right. And we don't retreat. So, go out, get those low ad costs. I mean, negotiate better lease deals on your, I don't know if you closed the lease deal, Russell, on your new place.
Right. Everyone's working from home now, but we could.
Everyone's working from home. That's a fantastic answer. Truly insightful. Okay. Another great question that we had from our audience. This was a popular one. So have you seen any really great physical product funnels out there? So what's one of the best that you can remember, whether it was yours or if it was one out there that you saw? Can you remember a really great one?
I might be biased just because I'm slightly obsessed with supplements. Like if you ever came to my house, you'd think I ran my own pharmacy. So I look at those a lot and I buy a lot of them. So I see them a lot. Like the supplements just do so well on funnels. Really because it's like when someone comes in, they come in for like, usually there's a really good hook, right? They're coming in for like one main core supplement that's got a really unique benefit that serves as a really good ad and a really good hook to bring somebody in. But then they can sell the rest of their product line in the upsell downsell flow, and it usually converts really well because they're coming in already for this. It's like, oh, as long as I'm getting this thing to help my neuropathy or this thing to help put me in ketosis, like I'll buy all the other things because it's like I've already started the process. So supplements do really, really good. Anything where you have something that you can do really, really low ticket on the front end. Like I know Perry Belcher and Ryan Dice, those guys with Survival Life, like mastered the art of taking really low ticket things. Like he had like the credit card knife that you fold up and put it in your wallet and he pulled out and you can like stab someone if they're attacking you. I don't know how you'd actually use it, but like little things like that are just simple, easy to get somebody to say the initial yes, and then having a whole upsell flow on the back end. There's another funnel that Perry Belcher did that I don't think many people have seen, but he has a custom suit company. At least he used to. I don't know if he still does. He had a custom suit company, and they're like, "How do you sell custom suits through funnels?" Right? Like it's such a weird, hard thing, and they were struggling. And so what Perry did is like, I need something low ticket to get people's attention that will be easy to advertise. And so he's like, well, what do I know about people that wear suits? He's like, well, people that wear suits typically have cufflinks. He's like, what if I made a cufflink offer where I'm giving away really, like really low ticket, like nice, like $100 cufflinks that you get for free plus shipping or something like that, where it's like really low ticket that gets people in. And he started running that and started selling thousands and thousands of cufflinks a day, all coming in. Now it's like, hey, you got cufflinks, how'd you like custom suit? And just blew up the custom suit company. So it's just looking at like, what are the sexy little offers that are just like, that are so no brainer. Like someone sees it and you're just like, I have to buy that thing that you can have on the front, but then having other SKUs, like a product line behind it, that make it so that the metrics make sense, right? Because I'm not going to make money just selling free cufflinks. But if I have got that, plus I know my product line, there's 5 other SKUs that if you have this, you're going to want this, and you're going to want this, and you're going to want this. That's when you have something that just, you can grow and you can scale really, really big.
Absolutely. And one of probably the best things, if not the number one thing I've learned from you, Russell, is the concept of a value ladder. Right. And that's exactly what you're talking about. I mean, you can eloquate that better than I can, but it's the concept of bringing somebody in at low ticket and slowly walking them up the ladder, if not quickly walking them up the ladder to a point where they're paying, top dollar for your best product. And that was absolutely mind-boggling for me to learn. In fact, I think I've got 4 or 5 back here on my blackboard right now, just value ladders alone.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm like geeking out on value ladders lately. And then the other concept that I thought was really brilliant was, amateurs make money on the front end, right? So amateurs make money on the front end, professionals make money on the back end, right? So how do you capture, because we need to capture as much information as we can about our customers, technically Amazon's customers. So that's why we love funnels. We push them through funnels first. We capture their information. That way we can remarket to them, retarget them, and make money on the back end. Because if you're just leveraging the native traffic to Amazon, you're losing that customer. It is not your customer. And as Russell just said, you've got a hobby, not a business. Right? Quote of the webinar so far. Which
I hope
is
it doesn't hate me for that, but yeah. Someday you'll be grateful when you get the Bezos snap and you're like, oh crap.
The Bezos snap, quote number 2. I love it. Russell, you've got a new book coming out, my friend.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's talk about this. So a big part of why we brought you on is I wanted to share this with the audience, guys. Russell was nice enough. Russell, you're the king of swag, by the way. Russell was nice enough to send me this hardbound box edition of all of your books, which is incredible. And I actually go way back. I've got the OG copy here.
Yeah.
The original. It's got holes in it. It's all dog-eared and everything. And then I got this one. So I'm Traffic Secrets to the 9s. Russell, you want to talk to us a little bit about this?
Yes, I would love to. It's been fun over the last 5.5 years we've had ClickFunnels. We launched ClickFunnels initially, and then first people couldn't understand how to use it because they're like, I don't understand a funnel. And that's when I wrote the first book, .com Secrets, which is like, here's the psychology of funnels and how they work. And when people started getting that, then they started using the software, and then we started growing. And then about a year later, after we launched the first book, I started paying attention. I noticed that a lot of people who were canceling, they had a funnel that technically was right, they had the right steps and the right pages, but they were horrible at telling their story and getting someone to move through the funnel and buy a product and upsell and things like that. And so I started the second project, which was okay, how do you communicate so you can help tell your story and move somebody through a funnel? And that was the second book. And then about 2 years ago, I was sitting there and I was looking, because right now you've got, how many 2 Comma Club awards do you have there?
That's 5 or 6 over here, and then the X over there.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, 2 Comma Club means someone made $1 million in a funnel. 2 Comma Club X means they made 10 million, and then we have 2 Comma Club C, meaning they made 100 million. And I have this really insanely cool bird's eye view of over 100,000 people's funnels. And every day I get an email that shows me the top 20 funnels in ClickFunnels, both from a lead gen side and from a sales side. So I get every day to look and be like, what's working, what's shifting, what's happening. And what was the most fascinating thing, the difference between a 7-figure funnel, an 8-figure funnel, and a 9-figure funnel was not the funnel. It wasn't the copy. It wasn't the thing. The difference between those was just the marketer's ability to get more traffic into the top of it. That was it. And I started realizing, the biggest problem people have is not I need another funnel. I need to tell my story better. I figured out those pieces now. It's how do I get just more people in? And so that was about 2 years ago. And so I started this project that took me about 18 months to write this book, which is all about traffic. And it's not like a normal traffic book where someone, it's here's how to get Facebook ads, or how to one way. It's we go through a whole bunch, how to strategically think about ads differently, and how to get traffic from a lot of different sources, how to get free ads, how to get paid traffic, all those things all kind of tied together and wrapped in a bow. And so that's kind of what the new Traffic Secrets book is. And we're in the middle of pre-launch right now, which is so fun. And I'm just grateful for you allowing me to share it with your audience, because I think especially for them right now, if they don't have their own outside traffic coming in, it is a scary time to be alive. Where if you do have it, it gives you the ability to write your own checks and to direct traffic to your own stuff, to other people's stuff. it opens up a whole world of opportunities for you to understand how to master traffic. And so
You know what? You know what's so great about this, guys, is we've done a bunch of polling within CANOPY, and we've done it with our groups and our communities as well. And we're seeing about 19% of our audience right now, Russell, that has a huge uptick in their sales on Amazon. So people in like the workout at home category or the prepper category or the hand sanitizer or toilet paper category, right? The masks. So they're seeing a huge uptick. On the converse side of that, we're seeing about a 29% downtick. Right. So a lot of people can't sell right now on Amazon. They're just, luxury items. Nobody's buying a $400 foot massager right now. They're holding on to their money. They're keeping it close to their chest. But for the people that are seeing a downturn, how many of you guys are seeing a downturn? If you're seeing a downturn in your Amazon business, give me a 2. If you're seeing an uptick, give me a 1 in the chat box here. And if it's going absolutely crazy and you're making more money than you ever have, give me the infamous keyboard head smash where you actually put your head into the keyboard.
Yeah.
There we go. Owen Burrows, first one. Nice, Owen. So,
well, that's the other thing too, is that running out of inventory too, is like some of it's just like, it just kept on flowing. Now I'm out of inventory.
That's true. So here's the thing, guys. If you were pushing traffic externally to your listing and that whole time you were capturing the names, the emails, you were pixeling, you were building your SMS, you were building your chatbots, you wouldn't be seeing a downturn. So for everyone that said they're seeing a downturn right now, you'd be in a lot better position, right? Ads are so cheap. Listen to Russell, ads are so cheap right now. You could go back out, you could retarget, and that's how you really fortify your position. That's how you shore up your foundation, right? Is by going out and finding and owning your customers. So Russell, this book, I've read it now, I don't know, 4 times, I think, already. I've given this book away to some people. I thought about selling it on eBay when it wasn't even released, just to hard copy it because I got a big offer. But that said, guys, this is phenomenal. And it's something that, Russell, you're doing for free, right? This is a free book.
Yep, we're doing a pre-launch right now. And so, it's if you want it, you can buy it on Amazon for full price for $24.99, or we're doing it free right now at externaltrafficsecrets.com. Basically, you just cover the shipping and handling, and we send you out the book. The other side benefit of you going and getting a copy of the book is you have a chance to actually see one of my funnels and see the process and look at like how something would work. And I would say if you're going through this, and obviously you're seeing me selling a book and some things like that, but take in your mind, like instead of a book, what if I put my supplement here? What if my book, I put my best-selling product here in this spot, and like just imagine like taking a customer through the same process. Right now, I've been geeking out on funnels now for 16, 17 years, for a long time. And of all the funnels I've ever built, this one is the one that's producing the highest average cart values and conversion rates and stuff like that. So there's a lot to learn just by going through the process as well. Even if you don't want a book, you just want to see like how a funnel actually works. I always tell people, if you're buying from me, to buy slowly, because I spent as much, 18 months writing a book. I spent about that much time like brainstorming the funnel, because that's how my brain's always thinking, how are we gonna put together the funnel for it? So it's doing really, really well, and be good, just to look at it as well. So there's double benefit.
I was just lucky enough to join the Inner Circle. What was it, about 4 years ago, Russell?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you, I think it was one of the last funnel hackathons that you had actually coached yourself.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough, guys, to have Russell sit over my shoulder and look at my funnels, and watching him build the funnel and help me build my funnel. I felt dizzy. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is incredible. And I had learned more in that 15 or 20 minutes that you literally helped me than I probably had in the 10 years prior to that. I've been in online marketing. So guys, I highly recommend, go out to externaltrafficsecrets.com. Go grab this book. It's free. I mean, you've got the time. We know you're staying at home.
If you can afford it.
You can afford it. Hey, Brian, would you do me a favor? Would you drop that link in the chat as well? So we'll do that. Externaltrafficsecrets.com, guys. Go out and grab that. We're going to do something else for you here. We're also going to go and ask a few more questions about this, Russell. So why did you write this? What was the purpose behind writing External Traffic Secrets?
I think the biggest one is just, I feel like it's what people need right now. It's funny because I didn't know that the book was going to launch the same day that Trump told everyone to stay at home. And at first I was kind of like, oh man, like that's bad timing. But I'm looking at it now, I keep telling people, I'm like, look, this is the most important thing you could possibly do right now. Like the companies that are failing, it's because everyone had to go home. And now what happened? Everyone's at home. They're not getting traffic. The companies are going under. Like traffic is the lifeblood of every single company. And when you understand that, it's like the better you can get at getting traffic, it becomes like a life preserver around your company that protects you during downtimes. And then during uptimes, if you have that skill set, that's what gives you the ability to ramp and scale and to grow things quickly. And so I think the biggest reason, like, now is the time to like master this skill set, because the companies that win on, that are still around on the other side of this crisis, I don't know what we're gonna call it, on the other side of it, are gonna be the ones that understand how to get customers, how to keep them, how to serve them. And so that's, I don't know, it's just like the most important thing I think anybody can be doing in their business right now.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And having a list has been so beneficial for us, Brian. It's funny because we've built a very large 61-person Amazon agency. I have done many millions of dollars in my Amazon accounts myself, and lots of other businesses, until Russell told me to stop doing 1,000 things at once. And remember that? Kill my babies.
All your babies.
Kill my babies, yeah. And I've done a lot. And honestly, guys, I've done all that without paid traffic. So I think that was kind of the first time that Russell looked at me like, what the heck? But I did most of it with just organic traffic. And I think having that list and having that organic traffic is what has kept me afloat. It's helped me earn all of these awards. And it's what's helped Brian and I build a successful agency as well. So you definitely want to learn what Russell has. I mean, honestly, like, people pay you thousands, if not millions of dollars for your training sometimes, Russell. I know one time you turned down, I heard the story, you turned down a blank check, like a multi-million-dollar check, just to come in and help somebody train.
Yeah.
Point. And which is why we love having you here. Thank you so much. We know how much it's worth. And you told me, hey, if you want to learn it, it's all in these books here. Everything I know, you've put into these books. And I believe you guys have an opportunity to pick up this box set. Isn't that right, Russell?
Definitely. One of the upsells you'll see is to get the entire box set, which I highly recommend getting because it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It says, this is confusing. It says The Secrets Trilogy. And there's 3 books, but then there's a 4th, and it's the biggest book. What the heck is the 4th book?
The first time someone told me that, I said, you said trilogy, why is there 4 books? I was like, oh crap, I didn't think about that. This is the
biggest one.
The first 3 are actual books, and the 4th one is a workbook that you use as you're going through the books. The Unlock the Secrets is as you're learning the concepts, you fill out the Unlock the Secrets workbook, and it becomes like your business plan, like your blueprint. All the things as you're learning them, you apply them. So by the time it's done, the Unlock the Secrets gives you the answer. So it's still 3 books and a workbook.
It's trilogy plus homework.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I got you.
Guys, what I love, I think the first one I read was .com Secrets. That was a real game changer for me. And when did you write that, Russell?
5 years ago.
5 years ago. And here's what I love about Russell. He went back and updated it almost every year, haven't you?
Yeah. In fact, so just after I finished this book, I had this little window where I could update these before we put them all in the hardbound thing. And so put in perspective, the .com Secrets book, when the last version was 58,000 words. I ended up deleting 30,000 and the book ended up at 94,000 words. So it's basically twice, more than 50% new and twice as big as it was before. I did the same thing with Expert Secrets. So if you've read them in the past, these are the updated hardbound versions that are about twice as big and I hope a lot better.
Okay, so let's all just get this straight. 5 children, billion-dollar software company, and you go back and rewrite your old books. Where do you find the time to do this, my man?
I just quit sleep. I figure, like, who needs to sleep?
That's awesome. And how about all of our Amazon sellers? I know we've got a lot of them here. How can we benefit from getting Traffic Secrets?
I see it right away, but
yeah, think about it. Like right now, if you're making any money, you're getting traffic. You're getting some traffic, right? Like Jeff Bezos is sending you some traffic. So you have traffic right now and you're probably grateful for it. But imagine if you took that and you times it by 10 or 20 or 100 or 1,000. I think, we talked about the Dream 100 earlier. I would say I would look at Jeff Bezos as like one of your Dream 100. So that's 1 out of 100 traffic. Like there's 99 more places you should be getting traffic from. And so like if you take your business and you're looking at one person times that by 99 more, like that's how much you can scale a company by just laying in these other traffic sources and not just relying on one.
That is so
actually some of the questions that we've got coming in here that that I get on a regular basis and are just coming right back up here again. Of course, like, okay, I'm running out of inventory. How do I relaunch? How do I rank? How do I beat my competitor who seems like they've got an unlimited amount of traffic? The reason is because they've tapped into their Dream 100. They've learned how to drive their own traffic on Amazon, how to own their own customer. And for them, launching a new product or relaunching or re-ranking, that's not an issue for them because they just throw traffic at it.
Absolutely.
And it solves the problem.
100%.
Draw qualified traffic to it.
I wish I had the mind-blowing app. The one, it's like an explosion. I don't have it, but I do have the rap horn. Every time Russell drops a bomb, we're not going to get the explosion. It's just going to have to be the rap horn. Okay. And then one of the last questions here. So of course it is, it's a difficult time right now, guys. We're in the coronavirus. What would you recommend sellers and entrepreneurs? We're all entrepreneurs here, guys. What do you recommend we do right now to kind of weather this storm, to get through this, and not only survive but thrive through this time?
I think right now is the time that Jay Abraham was one of my mentors. He said that people are silently begging to be led. And I think in every market, like right now, people are looking for like security and certainty, right? And I think a lot of times, and I see it more so like there's like the info product people and there's like the physical product people. And the info product people, you see more of it where they're, they go live on Facebook and they're doing podcast and they're trying to like get themselves out there to build a community. And you see less of it on the physical product side. There is some of that, but you see a lot less of it. But I look at the companies that are the brands I respect, and not something I just buy from once, but I buy from all the time, right? Like I look at supplement companies like On It, right? Like Aubrey Marcus, like I know who he is. Like I read his books, I watch I listen to his podcasts. Like I'm connected to the person, and like I trust his supplements over everybody else's, right? Dave Asprey with Bulletproof, like I buy his stuff because of him, and he's the person that's there. I tell you, same thing. Like the gym equipment I buy is based on. I have my own home gym that is all based on like a personality that I connect with. And I think for you guys to understand that, like there's a difference between a transactional business, which a lot of times what we're doing on Amazon, and a transformational business. We start looking at your business. I'm not trying to just transact and make money. Like here, I'm trying to trying to transform someone. Like look at your business as like, these are the products and services I sell to give somebody a certain result, to transform them. And I'm going to be the person who's leading the way, and I'm going to be out there trying to do stuff. And I think that any of you guys right now, when you have more time, like I've gone live on Facebook every single day since the quarantine happened. Like I go live 30 minutes and they keep getting bigger and bigger, and they're snowballing, people are sharing it. And it's like, it's becoming this huge thing. And I think if you guys use this time, even if you don't have a following right now or a list right now, but like start finding your voice and putting things out there, more people will be able to start finding you. And as you're able to turn things back on and get things happening, now you're not just like a transactional brand where someone's like, I just bought this because it was #1 ranked thing. You become a transformational brand where people like I don't care if Dave Asprey's product was on page 50 of the Amazon listings. I'm only buying his, right? Because I trust him. I think he's an expert. Like you know what I mean? I think understanding that it really gives your ability long-term stability that you may not have when you're in a transactional business. And so just looking at it a little bit differently, that's what I'd be doing if I was an Amazon seller, just looking at it through a little different lens than I'm used to.
Yeah, I love that. So transform, don't transact, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and guys, I want to do something kind of cool for you guys here. So for everyone that does go out and pick up the new book, Traffic Secrets, go to externaltrafficsecrets.com. Brian Johnson and I have agreed we're going to do a one-off, invite-only external traffic training that's going to cover even in more depth the funnels that Russell has personally taught me that I use in my own business and we use for a lot of our top sellers at Canopy Management. We're going to go out. We're going to do this one-off webinar. It will not be recorded. We will not be sending the replay. We're going to do that for you guys. If you go out and pick up externaltrafficsecrets.com, go to that website, pick up External Traffic Secrets. We will throw this in for you 100% for free. I don't know what to charge for that, guys. Honestly, that was just a random $4.97. It's probably going to be worth a lot more because you're going to get to see the exact funnels that we use that convert, that pre-suade, that capture the customer information so you own your customer, and Jeff Bezos does not. Okay. Also, how many of you guys have seen this? So this is AIM. This is Amazon. Russell's seen it. Great.
I love this funnel.
Russell liked this one. This was Amazon influencer marketing. So this is a course I put out, still very relevant. I put it out about 2 years ago. And the foundation there, the theories that I use every day, still use them to this day in my Amazon business to get influencers to represent my brand, to drive a ton of external traffic to my listings. Guys, I'm going to throw that in for you as well. So if you pick up this free book, you're also going to get this for free. That's we were selling it at $9.97. Also, you're going to get all the bonuses that are included with this course as well. I just decided that right now, actually. So I'm going to throw in all the bonuses as well. I think in total, it's over $5,000. So guys, if you want to get out there, you want to pick up external traffic secrets, we will throw in the one-off invite only. And by the way, Russell, you didn't talk about the bonuses on your book.
Oh, yes. Do we go through them right now?
If you could
I think it's awesome. We're throwing in bonuses for something we're not charging for.
All right. The first thing you're going to get is the hardbound copy of Traffic Secrets, the $24.95 value. That if you go to Amazon, that's what you're going to pay, but you get it for free today. The next thing you're going to get,
yes.
I'm just messing up. But yes, the next thing is Funnel Hacking Live. I did a whole hour-long presentation going over the overarching framework of the book, and you guys will get that video immediately. You can go watch it today. The next bonus is Dean Graciosi, who's one of my buddies. We had a competition between me and him. We always try to see who can sell more of our products. And he had this window where he was selling 4 times as many products as I was. I could not figure out for the life of me what it was. So I ended up flying down to his hometown, spent a day with him. And he didn't know either. We couldn't figure out what was happening different. And eventually found it was one stupid little thing that was so simple to do that we shifted and we 4x the amount of traffic. And so I had Dean come speak at Funnel Hacking Live and teach that to everybody. And so that presentation's in here. Prince EA's got over 3 billion views on his videos, his viral videos. He did a presentation at Funnel Hacking Live about how he creates videos, how he structures them, how he launches them. That's in there. You get that entire video presentation, which was insane. Peng Jun, who's in the inner circle with me and Brian, and he's one of the biggest traffic ninjas in the world. In fact, he sold 5,000 copies of my book by himself over the last 2 weeks, which is
Oh my God.
And he walked through his ultimate traffic hack, what he does and how he does it, and does it in a way where he spends a weekend doing a couple little things and it gives him all the traffic he needs for the quarter. It's pretty cool. And then we also have a 30-day challenge that goes with this, helps walk you through all the principles so you can apply them and in your business. Total value, $509.95, all for free when you get your copy of the book today.
Yes, that's so cool. And not to mention, guys, we're throwing in Amazon Influencer Marketing. That's my course all about driving external traffic through influencers. By the way, I don't pay for my influencers. So this is a fun fact. I've kind of hacked the system here and I don't pay for my influencers. So that's another free traffic source. Guys, it's a $9.97 value. Plus, we're doing the one-off invite-only external traffic webinar for Amazon sellers specifically, showing you exactly what I've learned from Russell, all the funnels we use. Guys, there's a $4.97 value there. And by the way, we're getting a lot of questions in the chat box. What if I already bought the book? Go get another one. Guys, it's free. Pay the shipping, $9.95. Get 2 books. Give one to your mom. Give it to your sister, right? Who could use the book? Right? You know another entrepreneur. They could use the book. So if you want all these amazing bonuses, go get it again. Guys, in total, that's over $2,000 in real. This isn't inflated. You know, what I don't like, Russell, is when you see a webinar and people are like, that's $1 million and two, you know, that's $2 million. In real world, it's not $2 million. This is real value, guys. We're giving it away here. Just pay the shipping, which I believe is what, Russell, $9.95?
Yep, $9.95 US and a little bit more international.
Yeah. So guys, go to externaltrafficsecrets.com and you'll get in there. So that's all we got for you, Russell. Thank you so much for being here, my friend.
Oh, thanks guys for having me. I appreciate it. And it's been super fun hanging out and talking about this through the lens of Amazon, which is really fascinating and a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
Russell Russell finally broke his silence on Amazon. Thank you for doing that for us. It's so much fun. And honestly, everything you've shared here is really brilliant. I'm going to go back through this webinar and just rewatch it again. Guys, if you can't get into that link right now, it's probably because we're overloaded. Just give it a second. Try it again. There's
actually a slight change I made on it. Instead of the HTTPS, what is the HTTP? And that gets you directly to the site. There shouldn't be any other sites that should come up. It's directly to the...
Yep. And drop that link one more time, Brian. All right, guys. Russell, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. And happy quarantining.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks again, everyone. Take care. And look out for the replay. We will be sending this out to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Russell.
Bye, guys.